Last time on the American Crappie Trail, the wind blew hard on Ross Barnett, creating 2-foot rollers and challenging anglers to find solid spots. But that didn't stop the field from hooking into some great big Ross Barnett crappie. On day one, the super clean team of Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman took a commanding lead over the rest of the field by almost a pound, with a big fish of 3.01 pounds. Day two, the General Tire team of Whitey and Matthew Outlaw hit it hard to make up ground, bringing in the biggest bag of the day. However, it was not enough to remove Capps and Coleman from the top spot as they claimed victory and a new Ranger RT 188C with Evinrude motor. After 2 tournaments, the B&M Angler Team of the Year standings have Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman tied for first place with Whitey and Matthew Outlaw. What will Kentucky Lake have in store for the anglers? Find out now on the American Crappie Trail. Kentucky Lake, a legendary destination for crappie anglers. One of the largest man-made lakes in the world, it runs 184 miles and contains over 160,000 acres of water. Providing recreational activities for over 70 years, Kentucky Lake is the nation's best-kept secret and is a perfect vacation destination for the entire family. For ACT anglers, this week's practice period has been filled with perfect weather and light to no wind. However, like every other lake in America, Kentucky Lake has its cycles, and right now, the size and class of fish are down. This means that anglers are going to have to work through hundreds of small fish to find those tournament-quality kickers in order to win that brand-new Ranger RT 188C on Championship Saturday. With close to $60,000 on the line, you don't want to miss a minute of the action as Super Clean presents the American Crappie Trail on Kentucky Lake. With rain in the forecast, anglers make their way through the live well checks and prepare to run to their first spots. Some teams will be running over an hour to get to their launch sites.
Well, the weather today, we're looking at some cloudy conditions. It's going to get rained on. We'll see what happens on that. I'm going to hopefully get 7 good fish. And I'm talking about a good fish is a pound fish here. Anything over a pound is great, and anything over a pound and a half is like kicker kind of fish at this point.
It's going good this morning. Excited, can't wait to get out there and catch some fish.
The plan is to get in and grind it out. That's the only thing we can do.
If I can get 6, 7 pounds, I'll be happy. But it's a matter of getting back. I got a few spots that I'm just going to set on them, and hopefully I can catch 10-inch fish today. And if I can do that, I'll be great.
I'm Sam Heaton. I'm here with Matt Morgan. We're on Kentucky Lake, legendary Kentucky Lake. I fished it many times. Matt's fished it many times. You know, it's just a great place to fish. Do you think that the local anglers are going to have an advantage here?
This is one of the lakes that I would say they absolutely do. The TVA allows the anglers to place homemade cover in the water. Some of our anglers have over 3,000 stake beds in the water. That's going to give them the home field advantage. They're catching hundreds of fish. It's just going to be if they can find the right area to hold the 7 biggest fish each day to win a brand new Ranger boat.
Yeah, you know, there's 100 miles of fishable water. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Anglers spread out on the 160,000 acres of fishable water. The team of Bullock and Haynes came in 6th last year here on Kentucky Lake, but this isn't the same lake it was a year ago.
It's a little rough at this moment. I mean, there's the quality and the numbers of both, you know, they're downhill a little bit. We fished this same area last year, had the heaviest weight of the tournament for one day. I mean, we flat caught them. Same technique. I mean, they're here. We've caught some good fish pre-fishing. Just, they're few and far between. You've got to sit and wait and fish bed after bed after bed, just super slow.
The team of Riddle and Hughes have a good start this morning, finding the numbers, but no fish over a pound.
We need a big one, a real big one.
We're pretty committed to this area for today. We don't have but a couple of spots that we've really caught any decent fish in, and this being one of them. I think we got about 6.5 pounds in the well, which is not much, but we're hoping that we might pick up a pretty decent fish or two out here, we're fishing some deep stumps, hoping for that 1 or 2 good bites, which will put us up there, I think. I think it's a good one. No. Oh. Nope. Hell.
Lots of those size fish.
Come on, where you at?
While Hughes and Riddle search for their kickers, other teams are not finding it so easy to even find a decent class of fish.
Man, it's tough. It's going to be tough for everybody. We've been pushing cranks and throwing long lines out the side. Our biggest one's probably 14 inches, but it's paper thin.
Legendary anglers Larry and David Sisson have come back to fish ACT. Over the years, these two have won as many tournaments as anyone in the country.
We're running 20, 22 foot deep, but we thought maybe it'd be some females still out here. With what I caught the other day on Monday, it was that still had eggs in them, but I don't think they was going to lay them.
For the B&M team of Kent Driscoll and John Harrison, they're pulling crankbaits and marking structure that looks promising as they move. Once marked, they can return to the structure and sit on top of it with jig poles to fish it more thoroughly.
We're up here in Jonathan Creek. We've been pulling crankbaits all morning. We've got our 7 fish, but they're all small. I think we've got 1 14-inch fish, 2 12s, and then some 10-inch fish. So it's been a slow morning. I mean, we're catching plenty of fish. It's just we're struggling to catch a bigger fish.
Will local teams have an advantage? Stay tuned. We'll find out next here on American Crappie Trail.
Lucas Oil's Synthetic Blend 2-Cycle Outboard Engine Oil will not only produce a level of confidence with each trip to the lake, but also provide trust backed by rigorous testing on the track as well as on the water. Lucas Synthetic Blend 2-Cycle Oil has an extensive additive package that will provide clean burning, smooth running, and maximum performance stability to any outboard on the market today. Lucas Synthetic Blend 2-Cycle Oil will not void your manufacturer's warranty. Protect your investment with Lucas Marine Products.
Lucas Oil, it works.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Clean up your toughest messes super easy, super fast. Only Super Clean is formulated to do the work for you. Just spray it on and watch the grease and grime wash away. Super Clean is the only cleaner degreaser that is scientifically formulated to kick any mess to the curb, so you can move on to more important things. For all of your greasiest, grimiest, toughest tasks around the house, shop, or garage, Super Clean gets the job done. Super Clean. Super easy, super fast.
B&M Poles, the #1 crappie pole company in the world. Whether you are jigging, trolling, pulling, or pushing, B&M has your pole. 3rd-generation family company with over 7 years experience. Home to the Bucks Graphite Jig Pole, the first and best-selling graphite jig pole in the U.S. for over 35 years. Visit bnmpoles.com for yours today.
Here at Frontier Metal, keeping our customers satisfied is our #1 goal, and quality is a must. Our managers and founders have more than 25 successful years working in the metal roll forming and building materials industry. We offer a large variety of wood in our lumber yard, as well as the highest quality premium metals made in the United States. Whether you're just looking for an extra sheet of plywood or a truckload of metal for your next project, you'll always talk to a crappie fisherman here at Frontier Metals, proud supporter of the American Crappie Trail. This episode of American Crappie Trail is brought to you by Lucas Oil Marine Products, made in America, sold to the world. General Tire, anywhere is possible. Ranger boats, driven to dominate. Evinrude, the official engine of the American Crappie Trail. Mid-State Seed, firmly planted in partnership. And these other fine sponsors. Welcome back to the American Crappie Trail. The team of Williams and Mathenia are practicing patience as they invest large amounts of time in finding active kicker fish.
You just got to be patient because there's not a lot of good fish in here. You just got to just fish it and fish it and fish it until you run across one that wants to bite. There he is. Decent, decent.
Oh, that's...
Woo, that no help. Gosh almighty.
They've been slow coming.
How long is it gonna take? You know, that's not a monster. But right now, it's a monster to me, no doubt. Probably a 1.1. It's hard to get excited about a 1.1, but hey.
With such a large area of fishable waters, some anglers will be driving over an hour just to launch. Ensuring that you allow enough time to get back to the weigh-in line, whether by boat or vehicle, plays a huge part in success on Kentucky Lake. Traffic, vehicle problems, or any other small disruption could mean disqualification.
We're about 20 miles south of Paris Landing. So here in the next hour, we're gonna make a decision whether we stay here the rest of the day or there's another creek about halfway back that I think we can go get a couple pound fish if we take a half hour of time to fish. So we just got to make that decision where we want to waste 20 minutes of fishing, running up the river, or wait till fishing time's over and run all the way back to Paris Landing.
Stewart and Stewart are sitting in second in the B&M Angler Team of the Year battle. And with every event coming down to ounces, they need a strong finish here to keep their momentum going.
Yeah, we got 10 or 12 fish in there, but we'd be lucky if we got 5 pounds out of them.
The top 100 teams in the B&M Angler Team of the Year race qualified to fish the American Crappie Trail National Championship this year on Lake D'Arbonne, Louisiana. For every team, accumulating points is a top priority if they want to fish the championship. Teams that are finding the numbers are being inundated with dozens of cookie-cutter fish. When fishing's like this, having strong tournament technique is important, so anglers don't spend a lot of time having to untangle or retie lines. Riddle and Hughes are culling, even if only by ounces. If they keep this up, they'll see a strong finish on day one.
At least they're biting a little bit.
Good fish, I think, if it's crappie.
The team of Bilbrey and Hankins is fishing a point in Eagle Creek on the south end of the lake. Fishing with double minnow rigs not only gives anglers twice the chance to catch a fish, but it also gives anglers twice the opportunity to find at what depth the fish are holding.
Yeah. Black and white. Yeah, I seen the black first coming up. That's the one fish I'm gonna net.
It is quickly becoming apparent that those anglers who are fishing the north and south ends of the lake are finding a much better quality of fish. With water quality being a possible cause for concern, it seems that teams fishing bays or creeks with incoming fresh water are seeing a much better class of fish. This illustrates the importance of teams spending their time wisely during the practice period. Paying attention to what the fish and the conditions are doing and adjusting as quickly as possible is what lands quality kicker fish in the boat. For Bullock and Haynes, they're staying committed to a spot that they know holds big fish.
We've caught one pretty decent fish this morning. The rest of them are just keepers.
We know there's big fish holed down here. It's just a matter of getting them to eat and finding out which mat they're laying in, because they are scattered really bad. But you know, with any luck, we'll be able to scrape them together.
We're gonna just grind it out and fish east bed very methodically. You know, we put all of our coins in one jar, we're gonna set it out and hope for the best.
Each body of water offers its own markers for success.
That would be number 7.
When weights are down, anglers must stay committed and pay close attention so they don't miss any big bites. When fishing is slow throughout the day, it is easy to get disheartened.
With anglers spreading north and south, who's going to find those big fish? Find out next here on American Crappie Trail.
We put the Rockport Rattler to a real test. 2 champion anglers using 4 rods with the competition jigs against 4 rods using the Rockport Rattler. The result, the Rockport Rattler outfished the competition 10-1.
Rockport Rattler, gray head.
This patented rattling jig contains a rattling chamber in the body of the jig. The rattle is amplified by using water as a conductor,
Rockport Rattler,
making fish hear it at much greater distances, just like a dinner bell for fish.
If you don't have a Rockport Rattler, you ain't catching crappie.
Land, water, seed, and sunshine. It's what farmers need to make things grow. At Mid-State Seed, we take pride in our partners and grow friendships too, providing quality seed farmers can count on. From quality control to packaging and shipping, Mid-State Seed works hard to distribute affordable product from America's heartland. Mid-State Seed, firmly planted in partnership. Abernathy's Cycles, an authorized powersport dealership in Union City, Tennessee. The nation's largest Polaris ATV and UTV dealership. Unbelievable selection. New model ATVs, motorcycles, scooters. Experienced staff with over-the-top service, repair, and diagnostics to keep your vehicle running at top performance. 64 years of the best quality service and the best quality products. Abernathy's Cycles, proud sponsor of the American Crappie Trail.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-cell foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with ever-new E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech. Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
For over 30 years, Lucas Oil has provided the very best products for the land and sea. From this success stems another amazing product from the Lucas Marine lineup, Lucas Slick Mist Marine Speed Wax. Just spray it on and wipe it off. Lucas Marine Speed Wax will make your boat look brand new and provide great UV protection. Apply Lucas Marine Slick Mist to wet and dry surfaces in sunlight or shade. It's ideal in both fresh and saltwater application and prevents hard water deposits. Protect your investment with Lucas Marine products.
Lucas Oil, it works.
This episode of the American Crappie Trail is brought to you by B&M Fishing. Quality, performance, and service for over 70 years. Super clean, super easy, super fast, super clean. Angle Coolers, the original high-performance cooler. Power Pole, swift, silent, secure. And these other fine sponsors. Welcome back to the American Crappie Trail. As the anglers enter the second half of the day, many teams are hoping for an afternoon bite to get them closer to that 10-pound range. Many anglers are switching up patterns, attempting to find that better class of fish.
Well, we spider rigged all morning and only had 3 keepers, and now we got our crankbaits out. We're pulling 300 Bandit crankbaits. Running them about 10 to 12 foot deep, hoping to pick up some suspended crappie and see if we can better our size a little. When we spider rig minnows, we use double rig minnows, and this week we've had to add some tube jigs on there to help give it a little color, a little bit better look for the crappie. They've liked it a little bit better. You can hold those in one area in a brush pile or a stake bed, and normally catch a fish that's in post-spawn pattern that really don't want to bite. When we're pulling crankbaits, we're really trying to attract the more active fish that'll come up and get it and grab it. Just two different total techniques of crappie fishing that we've had to go to today.
As day one unfolds, it looks like those pulling or long lining, especially in the north, are finding some better quality fish. Minch and Crane are pulling on Kentucky Lake, much as they have in the last two tournaments. This team takes advantage of catching the numbers and does it well. The Lucas Oil team of Watson and Morgan are on a bigger class of crappie. Fishing the south end of the lake, they're taking advantage of a good area that's holding quality and numbers.
Number 2 spot, that's a good fish. We stopped in here this morning just because it was a little bit closer, and we caught a few good fish. Our number 1 spot, I feel like we can go there and catch 75 to 100 fish tomorrow, but you're just gonna have to weed through them.
Well, I mean, if you go based off Kentucky Lake statistics, you're gonna need 11 pounds. But I don't believe that's gonna be the case this week. People have talked 8 pounds, 8.5. Somebody's gonna catch, I think somebody's gonna catch 9 or 10, just because, there's too many good fishermen on this lake, and it is a very good lake. We probably right now have 5 pounds. I mean, we've got one pretty decent fish and then 6 keepers. We need to upgrade all but one at least.
It's tough today. I mean, we're just plugging away. We checked a few other areas, and it seems to be kind of the same story all over the lake, near as I can tell.
We're catching a lot of fish today, and we knew we was going to have to catch a lot of fish today to get some weight, because we've been catching so many 10 to 12-inch fish, and out of every 20, 30 fish, usually you get a decent fish. So we figured we was going to have to catch 100 plus today, keepers, to get 7 decent ones. We're well on our way. Get him, info. We're way on our way to catching that 100 keepers today, but the average is not working out right now. But that can all change if it brightens up and the sun comes out. If we wasn't using these BGJPs today, as sensitive bite as it is, we wouldn't probably be seeing a lot of the bites we're getting. I mean, because a lot of them's just coming up and barely touching it, and you'll just see the end of the pole barely move, and you better be on it.
As time winds down, anglers are getting desperate to find that better class of fish. The team of Williams and Mathenia are staying locked onto this spot today, determined to fish it slow and stick with it till they find those bigger fish. They know they're here.
Hello, my friend. Say hello to my pretty friend, baby. Woo!
We got teams that are pushing, we got teams that are pulling, we got teams that are shooting dots. Who's gonna catch those big fish? Find out next here on American Crappie Trail.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best lakes, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country, right here on Brush Pile Fishing.
B&M Poles, the #1 crappie pole company in the world. Whether you are jigging, trolling, pulling, or pushing, B&M has your pole. 3rd-generation family company with over 7 years experience. Home to the Bucks Graphite Jig Pole, the first and best-selling graphite jig pole in the U.S. for over 35 years. Visit bnmpoles.com for yours today.
Finding a quality kicker when fishing is this tough is a breath of fresh air and can energize anglers to keep fishing hard for the rest of the day. A 1.69 for Williams and Mathenia is a big win and will pay off at the scales. B&M Pro Steve Dana is fishing for points in the B&M Angler Team of the Year. Unfortunately, Steve has been forced to change partners, and with that, will have to start from scratch when his new partner joins him at the Ouachita River.
Well, it's going good. I probably done caught 80, and I got 6 keepers, 1 good one.
Steve is having success, getting some decent-sized fish into the boat. Looks like he's on track to hit his goal of 6+ pounds for day one. For Capps and Coleman, Kentucky Lake is their home lake, and they've fished this body of water for decades. With thousands of waypoints on the lake, they have a great chance to bring some quality fish to the scales. Tied for first in the Angler Team of the Year race, they also need a strong finish to keep them on the path to a repeat victory. As day one fishing comes to an end, anglers pack up and make the trek back to the waste site at Paris Landing. Will the locals end up having the home field advantage? One thing is for sure, the fishing here on Kentucky Lake has kept the anglers on their toes and continually revising their patterns as they weed through hundreds of smaller-sized fish. Many anglers claim it will take a 10-pound bag each day to win this qualifier. As the anglers come to the scales, we get a look at how close that assumption was. Mark Williams and Greg Mathenia came to the scale with a strong weight,
867.
filling in the third place spot and setting things off with a big fish weight of 1.87.
All right. You did it.
The team of Doug Mensch and Tommy Crane took second.
Not too bad, though, for you guys. Gonna move up on top right now, 871. How about that?
And the top spot on day one went to the Lucas Oil team of Kent Watson and 15-year-old Drew Morgan.
Move right up, 909. How about that?
Let's check in with the top 3 teams on day one.
Man, we had a fun day today. Didn't catch a whole bunch of fish, but places we've been catching a lot of fish, we hadn't been catching good fish. So we're gonna go right back there, and I hope them fish are moving on and off, and just hopefully they'll be there and we get some good bites.
We plan on doing the same thing tomorrow. We're going to start off crankbaiting, stay with that all day. We're going to move around a lot. We left this morning, hit probably 7 different spots, run in, fish for an hour and leave, run in a half hour and leave.
We had a good day today. Couldn't ask for better conditions down here on Kentucky Lake. Wind's usually a factor. It was calm all day. It's been calm all week. Tomorrow we'll start where we ended up today and catch all we can catch there, and then we got 2 or 3 good spots where we caught a lot of fish, and we'll see what happens.
The day one top 10 leaderboard looks like this. With strong storms moving in this evening, what will Championship Saturday have in store for our anglers? Let's go to Matt Morgan and Sam Heaton.
Matt, what an exciting first day weigh-in. You know, we had a lot of fish caught. The team that's leading is Watson and Morgan. And that Morgan guy happens to be your oldest son. I am so proud of him.
I am too. You know, Kent and Drew, the Lucas Oil team, really did a fantastic job today. Brought 7 good fish here to the scales. They're fishing the southern part of the lake, and they're spider rigging, trolling, double minnow rigging. They're just picking cover apart, and they did a fantastic job today. Sam, it's anybody's ball game.
Well, whatever you do, don't miss Championship Saturday here on American Crappie Trail.